So how do you get yourself to a positive framework or a mindset that will help you in situations when you're A, trying to overcome an injury, or B, faced with scary stuff? Well, first and foremost, having your mind right is one of the single most important things you can do, because it affects your cortisol level, pain level, healing process, all sorts of things. And I'm going to give you an example because I was faced with it recently. I had a retinal hemorrhage, which resulted in a series of surgeries, and fortunately, I'm doing well at this point. Knock on wood, keep it going. But there were a fair number of times where I was face down. I spent 2 weeks face down at a week twice, 2 times separate. So anyway, but at 3 a.m. when you're face down and you've been face down, it gets a little scary where your brain naturally drifts to worst case scenario, right? The natural thing is for it to progress into the future. In this case, it was being fixated on, am I going to lose my eyesight? Well, that's a scary proposition, but the more you stay there, the worse it is. It does not help the situation because it spikes your cortisol level, which drives your inflammation up, and it makes it more likely to happen. Plus, it just creates emotions of tension, and it's not a place to stay, right? It is normal to go through this process. So first, I would say be patient with yourself and understand that you're going to be scared. You're going to feel stressed. Your brain is going to go to, the negatives at times. But what you want to do is you got to get yourself to a point where you're neutral and thinking neutrally on it. And that's a term originally coined by late great Trevor Moawad, a particular author and mindset coach, let me say it differently, a mental health coach that I particularly like, and I love his writings and his principles. He talks about get to neutral. So the idea that you look at something objectively as what is happening and what's going on. Okay, in my case, I have an eye issue that I don't fully understand, and there are some potentials as to where that could go negatively. But if I fixate on that, it makes it more likely, not less likely. So I have to shift to neutral, meaning this is what's happening, and what do I need to do to give myself the best chance at a positive outcome? That could be educating yourself more on what's going on so that hopefully you learn the steps that you need to be able to move forward, give yourself the best chance at moving forward in a positive way. And you need to work on the basics. Well, in my case, eat well, lots of water, visualization, doing all the things that I knew would bring my inflammatory load down, and focus on the things that I can control and can do. You want to get things back in your control so that you're taking action and moving forward towards that which will serve you. And then, think of, once you start to take action, it's easier to get yourself to an objective place where, okay, I'm going to do everything I can do to move forward. Then it's easier to look on things and be more patient in terms of what the process is going to look at. And then your mind has a way of galvanizing itself, and it gets easier to quell the negatives, or they happen less often. And then not that you're going to think on it necessarily positive initially, but looking for the things that are benefits in what's happening. In my case, I have learned and am trying to put into practice taking care of myself better, putting guardrails around work, being conscious of what's happening with my body, because I didn't realize probably how fatiguing going after things were, how hard I've been working for so long. So I've learned a lot from that process. So the point is, it's not about, you can learn whatever it is that you need to learn, but you want to look at it as the challenge being something that there's redemptive value in, and that it's beneficial. It's not hard to, it's hard to find, not easy, but you want to look for it and make the choice to find it. And then In my case, I didn't want to know the scary stuff and the details of the details of the procedure. I asked my wife, who's an amazing researcher and super bright. I said, can you, and she nicely went in and found all kinds of good information about what was happening in Facebook pages. And I said, okay, can you research this for me? And I only want to hear the positive stuff. I didn't want to know the negative consequences, because you're in a chat, you're in a page. There's quite frequently people who are struggling. That's part of why they're there. But that doesn't help me to be in a more neutral mindset and work towards a more positive viewpoint on control. So I relied on her to filter. So have a friend, have a family member help you with that. But the key is to focus in on the things you can control, take action on those things, work towards neutral and objective, look for redemptive value, and then find people that you trust that can help you process through it and give you support when you're going through the challenges. So anyway, those are the steps in terms of getting to a positive mindset, getting over challenges, and healing well. Thanks for listening, everybody, and keep on thriving. Take care, guys. Bye.